So today we're on Dad's truck again. We are looking at his kingpins. So the idea of the kingpin is before the upper and lower ball joints, it was a simple pin with bushings that held the wheel straight up and down. So as you can tell here, it's not loose. Instead, the joints are worn out, and it's pretty terrifying to drive. Once you get over 25, the whole front end shakes pretty bad. This one I believe is the worst of the two. Let's go see the other side. Alright, so this is the driver's side. It's also quite a bit of play. So we're going to look about replacing these kingpins. Now I'll show you what a kingpin is. So a kingpin, if we're looking at it, you have a solid axle right here, and then you have your hub that connects with these two, and there's just a bushing here and a bushing here, and then a pin that goes all the way through. Now if I move it, you can see it's looking like I have more play up here than I do down here, but either way, definitely something to worry about. We're going to go about seeing about replacing these. So this is my purchase from Speedway Motors, but part number, in case you're interested in doing something like this, 910-32130. These are for a 47 to 59 half-ton pickup truck. You got your kingpins. Like I said, you just have a long bar that goes through the axle. You got your bushings, you got your caps, you got everything, and then also instructions. So if you can read, you should be able to do this task. So I don't know if you can hear me over the air compressor back, but I'm going to go ahead and start the process by removing the wheels. Nice little cheap tool. It's a lifesaver. So we're gonna hang it up. Let's try one of these. There's gotta be a bracket to hang it somewhere. Oh look, perfect. Hangs right there. Will it fall? I don't know. I hope not. So this is our knuckle right here. I don't know if you can see it. This part here, it's pretty covered in dirt, whatever. We got Zerg fittings that are, I don't even know what they're covered in. Let's get a wire brush and see what we can do. Alrighty. So we got a wire brush. Mainly what I want to see is what does it look like before I start tearing into it. Man, there is a bunch of gunk on this unit. I don't know if it's just grease from miles and miles of road, if it's gunk from just sitting. I don't know any of it. But we're gonna see what we got here. Alright, we're starting to get some kind of shape on what things are, at least. Good thing I have new ones in the truck. Not this truck, but my other truck. Alright. Alright, got a pin or a bolt, it looks like, through the middle. Trying to. Stuff's not good for the stomach. But yeah, lots and lots of debris on here. Alright. Still, you can feel the slop in the. Maybe we'll start enjoying it instead of being afraid to, drive it. Hope you can't even see what I'm doing. Let's change that a little bit. How's that? Can you see it? There we go. Now you see it. You see it a little bit. Yeah, here. So you can see we're cleaning it up a little bit. That's what it looks like. It's got a little give to it. Obviously right now it doesn't feel like as much because there's not a wheel on it. But like everything else, you put weight and all that on there, it'll amplify those small motions that you have. Alright, so I feel like that's as good as she's gonna get. Let's start reading the instructions. So we gotta move these guys, upper and lower dust caps, because it may be necessary to drill a hole to use a screw to push them out. So these guys look pretty on there. Let's see. Alright, let's go right in the center here.
A few moments later.
Alright, there's a little hole there. Alright, take two. Put this thing on the drill. I don't know if it's drilling anymore or if it's just spinning. Alright, it looks like we went through just in time too, because this battery is dead. Alright, so let's see if we can get a screwdriver in here. Alright, Dang, not quite. Can't quite get a decent sized screwdriver in here. Dang it. Small win. We got the pin off. Not sure what all of this is. It's like a mix of grease and dirt. It's pretty gross. What we should see in here is the top of our kingpin. See if we can. Alright, welcome back. Day 2 of taking off kingpin and bushings. So yesterday we were able to take the dust covers off the top and bottom. Today we're going to be taking out see if we can see it here. We're going to be taking out the nut here for the hold tool. It's got a bolt that goes through here to keep the kingpin from moving around. So we're going to take that off. Alright. Take this washer off. And then we're going to use a brass punch here. And we're going to give it some taps. So we can take this piece off. See if we can get this bolt out of here. Move the camera back. It's not moving at all. There we go. We got some movement. See if we can drive it out. There we go. We now have our pin out. Next step is to remove the Zerg fitting. See if I can get it around. This one's got some crud on it. I mean, this might be oil. But it's almost got a hard, there we go, just enough of a bite that we're able to get it off. Very nice. Alright, so Zerg fittings are off. Boy, have they seen their days. I have more crud in here than I do grease, which could be why they're not so great shape on the King's pins right now. Alright. So let's see what Speedway says we got to do next. We're just going to drive this out, and we're going to notice any shims and whatever else to make it fit so we can use on the new one. So we have a small shim right here, so we'll just keep that in mind, and we'll go ahead and try and drive this out. Coming out easy. See if we can get this steering piece away. And she's out. I mean, she doesn't look too bad. She's got a lot of crud on the bottom here and the top, and this looks kind of muddy. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't really, it looks old. It doesn't look 1940 old, but old. Should be able to remove said spindle just like that. So that wasn't too bad. Let's go ahead and clean this stuff up a little bit. So the question, I think, for me is, this truck came from California. At least when my dad drove it, we only did, Los Angeles highway. We didn't really do anything off-roading. We didn't do any gravel. So I am trying to figure out how this guy is so dirty and what all's on it, because it looks like it's been off-road. Alrighty, so we have spindle off, and here we have these little bushings. So just by taking a glance, you have your hole right here where the Zerg fitting puts the grease or oil in, and then on the inside, trying to see, you have grooves leading from that hole where when the pin spins around, it lubricates. Looking at the old ones here, the hole is on the wrong side of the Zerg fitting. So the Zerg fitting's here, but looking in here, where's this hole even at? The hole is facing here, where there's no Zerg fitting. So that will explain why it prematurely failed, because obviously without lubrication, metal on metal, not so good. Alright, so now we're going to drive these bushings out. Again, we got our brass punch, we got our regular hammer. We're just going to see if we can get them out. Alright, so here's one. You can see here it's all caked with garbage. The inside doesn't look too terrible, but again, not the best. So now I'll do the bottom, just sliding out. And again, you can see the holes here. This grease is worn out. So now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take the new ones. First we need to clean this, so we'll get some brake parts cleaner. So I'm gonna take some brake cleaner here. We're just gonna try and clean out the insides here. They're pretty gross. Now ideally, the new push bearings are supposed to be snug. So we got to get everything cleaned out here to ensure that they are that. Alright. Man, so much crud on this thing. Get all the oiling ports, the grease. Want to make sure we're getting all the grease out from here. Now this one, the hole, you can finally see through it, but not so much this one. So I'm going to get something to assist it a little bit. Yeah, that's old grease. Put our straw on here for precision blasting into those holes. Wonder what size it is. Yeah, there is some disgusting grease in there. Definitely not something I want to be recycling. Let's try a 3/8 thread maybe. Not quite. Oh, might have a winner. So I like to run a tap through these nasty holes so that way I can ensure all the gunk is out. And that way the next piece I put in seals nicely. Yeah, there's a bunch of crud still in there that we just pushed out on the other side. This one looks slightly smaller. Might not be though. It's not. All that nasty crud out of there. Alright, nice Alright. So now that that's cleaned, the next step is to put these new bushings in. The kit came with some goodies. So this is our old kingpin. It's pretty dirty. It's got some discoloration on it. You can tell from where it was running on that old grease. We now have a new kingpin. Let's see if they're the right size, orientation, which way they would go. So it does have an orientation it has to go in. See, there's a little bit more. It's not perfectly in the center. Okay. So they used what looks like a bearing that's very seized for that. So the kit that I have comes with just a solid washer, but then it comes with this little guy. So I'm assuming they go on top of each other. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. Do they fit? No, they don't. They're not. Only one fits over. So anyway, the kit says that we can make shims. So my guess is I'm going to take a caliper and figure out what this size was, because I'm assuming whoever did this before just used what they had, which happened to be a bearing, and they slapped it on there and called it good. So I'm going to take whatever thickness this is and use these shims and these guys to make it work. Alright, so first let's get these bearings in here. I've got some bearing grease. I'm going to put it in the actual sleeve. Not a whole lot, just enough, maybe 2 pumps to give it a nice lubrication. Alright. Alright. So there's that. Now, let's take these new bearings and see if we can make them work for us. So again, we're going to want to line the holes up with the holes here. So we're going to make sure, see if maybe we can push it up. Now again, it's supposed to be a snug fit, but they're floating, so they should just press in with your hands, like so. Take our handy dandy screwdriver, make sure you can see our hole. So our hole is a little, let's see if we can rotate it. Alright, now our hole is perfectly centered with our Zerg fitting. Alright, so there's one. Let's do the second one. With the Zerg fitting being on top, we're going to push it in this way. Well, that boy slid right in. Are these the same fittings? Yes, they are. Okay. So there's a gap there, there's a gap there. But that's fine. That's what we want. These are now lined up with the Zerg fittings. So when you grease it, it should actually put grease up on the kingpin and prevent it from wearing out. So there's that. Next, we're going to make a shim, and then we're going to put it all back together. Alright, so they use this thrust washer, which is just a bearing, I'm assuming they found. And that's what was on there before, so we're going to take our caliper and figure out how much space I need. So this is 13.8 millimeters. Alright, so 13.8. This guy is 7.8. So we got to make up some space here. So what do we have here? F is shims. I don't see them used anywhere. Where's M? No, that's a lock washer. So maybe I can use these. How much does that give me? Still 9.8. It's 11.9. Put this on there. It's 12.8. I mean, that's pretty close. It's a millimeter. And it can just be sandwiched like this, maybe. It's 15.2. Let's take one off. Let's just put I don't really know what this would, what else these would be for. Maybe it would go up here. Would fit. I don't know. I don't know what these are. It doesn't have a picture of them. They just extra parts. Yeah, they're just extra parts. How's that? 13.4. I'll take it. I'll take that as a win. So there's that. And that would go right here. Or you can even put it here. And that'll be exactly what we took off. There we go. There we go. Just giving her light taps. We're putting a lot of force into her. Again, it's supposed to be tight. So now we're gonna watch. All right, there's the flat spot. So it's in. See how this feels. Oh my goodness, this feels so much better already. I mean, granted, you couldn't tell a lot without the wheel on there, but there was some slop. Now it feels pretty dang tight. So now we're going to take the new hardware that was provided. I do like the fact that I have new hardware put in there. See. Okay, see what's going on here. But this is also something that I just have to drive in with the brass punch. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. We're right there. Alright. So, make sure the flat spot is going to go up against the flat bar here. Just gonna give it a little tap, see what she does, if anything. Nope, she's not happy. Again, trying not to drive too much. She went in a little bit, and then she stopped. Unsure why she stopped. Let's see if she moves. Nope, she ain't moving. She's close to coming out though. So she's rubbing up on something in the front. So let's see what we can do about that. Oh, I see what happened. Let's try that. Didn't realize the pin was moving. Now try it again. Nope. Push it back out. See what she's got. So from looking at it, the kingpin still goes like this inside here. Oh, now it's not. Could be good, could be not. I don't know. But I'm trying to make it get it where it doesn't get all galled up and not want to work. worst part about this kind of stuff is if you do it wrong, well, your new parts are now going to be replaced with old parts. So she gets to this point and then stops. I don't think it should be this hard. But then again, we had to drive it out of the other one too pretty hard. So, let's see. Oh, it fell out. Thought I had it. We'll figure it out. Alright, so we got the dust covers on. Pretty good anyway. They're not coming off, I don't think. So now, time to put some of the hardware on. So we've got this piece, obviously, goes like that. And that was part of the new hardware. We've got a new lock washer, new lock washer, and nut. See if it's the same size as the old one. Wouldn't that be neat? Holy crap, it is. Alright. So we're just gonna make sure it's nice snug. Trying to get as much thread on this thing as I can, but I think that's about as far as she's gonna go. Solid, and she moves. pretty freely. Looking here, I still have my holes lined up, so when I put the Zerg fittings in, they'll grease right up and they will go into the bearing. So that's a win. As for these, I think I need to do some serious cleaning. Maybe even just order new ones. I don't know. They're caked in garbage. Let's see. Like, they're just packed with this bad grease. They're just not very well taken care of. Does this mean they're completely ruined? Probably not. I mean, there's not a lot to a Zerg fitting. It's literally just a check valve. Once you put a what do they call that? A grease gun to it. It's supposed to push that little check valve down and should be able to work just fine. So, got a lot of old grease out of this one. Let's go ahead and spray directly in there. See if clear anything up. See if the check ball works here, because most of the time that's what goes bad, is the ball and the tip doesn't want to press down, but this one seems okay. So with that being said, I think we're gonna keep it. So a lot of this stuff could be bought online and just redone, but my plan for this truck is eventually we're going to replace all of this with a Mustang 2 type suspension. So I'm trying not to spend a lot of money on the stock, but I'm also wanting to make it safe to drive until I get said front end. It's all about the money, waiting game, stuff like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the Zerg fittings on and put some new grease in it, see what she does. Alright, so we got both Zerg fittings on. See if they accept grease or not. I feel grease moving. This one has a weird I don't know if this one was taking grease or not. Probably should have taken it off before I just said full send and then see if it works, huh? That would have probably been smart. But yes, oh, we have grease. We had grease coming out the bottom here. So that definitely worked. So that's good. I'm going to take that as a win, and then we're just going to rotate it. Make sure that the grease stays in here. But yes, I'm going to take that as a win. Let's try this one again. There we go. We got grease out the top, which tells me the Zerg fitting is allowing lubrication of the pin. We'll go ahead and take that extra grease, put it on here. And again, no play. And that's a kingpin installation. Alright, so these bolt sizes are 5/8, so they're slightly larger than the others. So that might be good. Alright, little brake clean here. You'd be amazed what just a little bit of cleaner and elbow grease will do to a old truck. Alright, so this is the seal plate that we took off here. Now the back of it was caked. I just took some degreaser and a nylon wire brush, and now she's clean, but looking at the front, she's not. So we'll go ahead and clean that out as well while we're at it. Again, I don't know how many miles these things have seen. I don't know if these are factory original. I just know they're gross. So try and clean them again before I put everything back together. Will this do anything? I mean, honestly, probably not. I feel like as dirty as this piece was, whatever was in there is probably already in here as well. But it's okay. We're just going to pretend we didn't see that and then move on, right? That's how we should do it. That's how we're going to do it. Alright, so I'm going to go get some grease. We're going to put it on here, and then we'll put the wheel assembly on. Alright. Some grease on there. Ugh. There. Like so. Oh no, I'm dropping bearings. This way. Oh no. It's gross. It's covered in dookie. Gotta make sure that key pull lines up. So this is what we're looking at here. It's this. It's not coming from the rear. Instead, it's coming from the front. So it's the whole piece here, which makes me wonder, will it stop if I tighten it? Because if that's the case, what do we do there? Bad hub bearings? Or am I just too loose? So we'll see. See if I can save this cotter pin too. This is why it's always good to test everything and wiggle and all that before calling it good, because I would have felt stupid if I put this all together and it didn't feel good. So this whole piece is moving. So I'm gonna move it. Let's see. It's not moving. It's not having any issues. Let's see if that's too tight. Trying to line it up here with the hole. Now this is the brakes also. And it still spins good, but it's not wiggling. So there we go. That feels nice and tight. That being said, ta-da!